and the other person could have, let's say, a red mark or a scratch. Hey everybody, welcome today to the Problem Solvers Show. We are live today as well, so if you guys want to comment and jump right in, please go ahead today. We have some amazing guests talking about fitness and health. Every single week we have amazing people coming on the Problem Solvers Show in order to basically help people, which is really, really important because I want to help people as a retired police officer. So every single week we can have health gurus, fitness gurus, nonprofit leaders, police officers, also have attorneys and stuff like that. So whatever we got to do to basically help people in Clark County, Henderson, North Las Vegas, that's what we're about to do with the Problem Solvers and bring other people as well to solve problems. So again, welcome to the Problem Solvers Show. I'm David Kohlmeier, retired police officer from Henderson in New York City, and welcome to the show. Today we have some special guests to my right. We have Zane Simpson and lovely wife Paula Simpson. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
So I was thinking of you guys because every week that we're bringing on some special people who I could bring on the show that are basically helping people. And I mentioned kind of in the green room there that I always say that some people are posting all the time. And I'm like, I got to call Zane because I see that he's like losing weight and he's looking good. And I need to lose probably 25, 30 pounds. So I need to call this guy. So the other week I saw that Zane retired as a police officer and basically that he retired. I was like, this is a great time to basically get the word out of how you're helping people. But just give a little bit of bio back both yourself. I know you're married, but please, Zane, tell us a little bit about yourself.
We've been married 27 years. I was a police officer in City Henderson for 27 years. Just retired on the 22nd of August, so I'm a new retiree, and so now I've hopped into this health journey that my wife started me on a year ago, and I'm the same weight now that I was when I graduated the police academy 27 years ago. I'm 175 pounds. It's like, whoop, whoop. So feel good. And I owe her a thanks for that.
So Paul, where are you from originally as well?
I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I started the health journey because of my own problems and issues, just trying to figure it out, and doctors weren't helping me. So that's why I really wanted to dive into this and help other people pay it forward. So that's
awesome. Not to, it's great that if you want to share weight of what you were or just how much weight that you lost in general. I mean, I think that in general, a lot of people basically need to lose weight. And I'm laughing when I was seeing on Facebook, posts, I'm laughing, I was a cop and basically, whether went to Dunkin' Donuts and had a donut or, not eating healthy and stuff like that. But some cops were really amazing, health. And we know several people in Henderson that were amazing health, and basically there were medical issues with some people that we know that we worked with over years. So sometimes I laugh and say, if you have an extra 15, 20 pounds, maybe it's a better situation, God forbid. I used to say if you got shot, you had extra 15 pounds to lose, God forbid something happened to you. But so tell us a little bit about, let's talk about you. So what was your normal weight, let's say over the last 10 years? What were you?
Probably since 2002-ish, I probably was 195 pounds for forever.
Okay.
COVID, we started neighborhood happy hour, right? Because you can't go out. Nobody could go do anything. So everybody brought lounge chairs out in our neighborhood. We all got to know our neighbors. Everybody, pulled the cooler around, and we took turns sitting in neighbors' yards and hanging out. So we drank every night, right? And the next thing you know, I'm over 200 pounds, and I'm like, oh, man, I got to start doing something. I start running again, working out, and, I'm 54 now, right? Like I was 53. Like it just wasn't going away, and what can I do? So we started on this, and I don't know. COVID was.
So how much more weight did you gain during COVID?
Just that 5-6 pounds. I got
it was 10 or 15.
Right.
10, 15 pounds. But you were still working as well,
right? Yeah. I mean, it just
just having more time,
right? Sitting
during
around,
COVID.
And it was just different times. Like the gyms were closed, the CrossFit places weren't going on. Like all the stuff I had been doing, and then. Like I said, neighborhood happy hour, 4 or 5 nights a week, definitely didn't help any of that. And
so during COVID, basically your neighbors would come out, get some chairs, you would hang out and have some drinks.
Yep.
Got it. So basically, you lost about, we said 25 pounds?
I lost 30.
30 pounds?
Was down to 170.
Okay.
I'm back to 175. It's a year later, 25 pounds down from where I started.
Here's a good question. Do you feel like, even though you lost weight, do you feel so much better that you didn't realize it that you weigh? Like, I'm sure if I lost 30 pounds, I would feel it as well.
Seriously, we laugh about it now because you remember going to Dr. Kilpatrick, right? And we're having our city physicals. And if I was over 195 for my height, I would get the fat letter. And I would go into Dr. Kilpatrick and the HR lady who sent me the fat letter. I'm like, well, let's go run a mile, right? Like, I'm not fat. Like, I work out every day. I run every day. Like, let's go to the gym. And, so it was always an argument. I'm like, at 195, I'm not fat, right? I'm like, no, I'm working out. I'm doing stuff. And so it was always a debate. And now that I'm 175, I'm like, oh, I guess I kind of was fat when I was 195. You know what I mean? When you look back and see the pictures, you realize you're like, oh, I guess I was.
So most police officers that people that are listening that don't know that we were police officers, that basically every year you have to go for a physical, and there's in Henderson at least there was one doctor, Dr. Kilpatrick, and basically you always overweight no matter what the situation would be. Probably if you were really skinny too. Right. So you always got this letter. I always felt that it was just it was a way of avoiding liability, because they could say, we told the guy for the last 15 years to lose weight, he never lost weight, so God forbid you drop dead. They'll say, oh, we told him for 15 years to lose weight. But I don't know of anyone not getting that letter, right? Everyone got the letter.
I only got it if I was over 195. So if I went in and I was 196, I got the fat letter, but I didn't get it at 195. So I got it every couple of years, right? Where I wouldn't get it for a year or two, and then I would get it, and then I would, you know what I mean? So I had it a few times over the years, needless to say.
Got it. I'm just laughing now because I'm thinking with it when you used to go for the testing, for the the sound testing and the button situation. They gotta press a button to make sure
He can't hear.
By
the way, they've
and now I'm a bagpipe
that.
player. I worked for the airlines. I've shot guns being a cop for 27 years.
You hear he's been affected?
Yeah,
definitely.
For sure.
People don't realize that basically being a police officer, no matter what, takes a toll basically on your body in different ways. When you wear that vest, two things, right? The duty belt, which is probably about 30 pounds or something.
Right.
People always say 30 pounds. What do you think it is?
I was 25, but I didn't carry all the stuff that I could have, that a lot of guys put on theirs, right? Like, I didn't put the asp and the taser on there at the same time. Like, I picked one. So I didn't keep the asp on there once we got the taser, and it was an either or. I took the asp off, right? And I quit in the baton, you always put, but 25, 30 pounds easy.
Plus the vest as well.
Plus the vest.
So basically I just feel it takes a toll on your body in general. And, it's interesting because I had recently had a very, very small accident in general, that hurt my back a little bit for a car accident. But I also, whether it's 17 years, you don't really know whether or not what happened on your back, right? 17 years. Right. And now I know there's the new, the new thing to lift it off, your
suspenders they got now, and they got this, like, it looks like a weight belt that you put around, put it underneath, and then that helps distribute the weight. But I never.
The problem is it was so much like wiring and cables, and you got cameras on. You got like a cable network these days, plus the belt, plus the lifting. It's like you can't even walk.
Yeah, everything.
So I know it's a crazy thing, but anyway. So I think for cops in general, basically it affects their health. But I think everybody in general, everyone says the COVID-5 and COVID-10, they lost weight. So I guess tell us about how you do. I know. So you both guys became health coaches now, and you're helping different people. And I know there's pictures of you guys online, and this is connected to your Facebook. So anybody that wants to see the, before and after pictures, they can. But tell us how you lost the weight, because I will share with you. I mean, one of my addictions basically is Coca-Cola. Like, I like the taste, ice. I could stay home, kids are sleeping, have Coke and ice. I'm not a beer person. Like, some people have beer and, gain some extra weight. I enjoy it. Am I addicted to it? Can I stop? I mean, I always say, I guess anyone that likes something, they'll say they enjoy it. I mean, even if it was heroin or cocaine, but I enjoy it. So, I mean, with me, I enjoy Coke, and that's my one thing. If I took away the sugar, I mean, here I'm drinking a sugar-free Red Bull today, only because someone, the engineer here, stole my my regular Red Bull. So, but I definitely would lose weight if I didn't drink the soda. I'd probably lose 20 pounds. So I guess my question is, tell us how you both lost the weight.
Go.
So we actually, I had one of Zane's old sergeants reach out to me, and she was a health coach also, who
TJ
showed me the program. So the program is, you have a health coach, you have nutrition that's supplied for you, and then you do a lean and green meal on your own. You have the coaching, and then you have life books that really educate you on how to change your habits so that you don't fall back into your Coca-Cola every night again. So it's a lot of learning and dealing with your own stress, where you're stopping and choosing different ways so that you don't keep repeating the same habits over and over again. So many people yo-yo diet. They lose the weight, they gain it, they lose it, going back and forth. And this program, once you achieve your goal weight, they help you to maintain it, to transition off the program, and to live life successfully.
I mean, but how do you do it
healthy when
you're driving around? Like with me, I'm 45, and the truth is, when you go, you have a stomach issue, and that's why I retired from policing, is that, people would actually ask you, like, tell me what you've eaten for the week. And I'm like, I'm embarrassed to, I'll have McDonald's for breakfast and have Burger King for lunch.
That part was easy to me.
Stop?
Absolutely.
I almost called it cop proof because you would take
No, you didn't. You said it was idiot proof.
cop proofed, right?
Got it.
Everybody else, I said cop proofed, right? Like, because you download an app to your phone. So when you eat in the morning, hold on, let me find it. Right? It tells you, so you can see, I ate at 5:45 when I got up this morning, and every 2.5 to 3 hours, it reminds you to eat. So it sends you a little reminder. So I'm due to eat here again at just about 6 o'clock. So that's all I do in my patrol car, right? Is I would bring it's because it's easy when you're out working, because you just bring your fueling with you.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of stopping at McDonald's or just eating my peanut butter sandwich on the run,
Right.
But you're also prepping for the day, right?
Well, you're supplied with 5 of the fuelings a day, which has all your vitamins, minerals, and probiotics in it. So it does help repair your stomach, because I had a lot of stomach issues too, which was what led me up to this. So they're grab and go. They're really easy. And so those are 5. And then you just have to meal prep your one lean and green meal, which you're not in the kitchen all the time doing dishes or food prepping or chopping or anything like that. So it's easy to do. And it gives you the vehicle to maintain or to achieve your goal weight without having any slip ups.
Is the grab and go, these are items that you can buy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's part of the program, the whole program.
So the program itself, you can buy some things that grab and go. What's the difference between that and basically, what's those programs,
like the Nutrisystem or
Nutrisystem, you buy those bars.
Right.
I remember my brother back in the day, he was on lemon bars and all these weird bars.
Right.
I don't know if he lost. I remember being in his, he had a condo 20 years ago, he was losing weight, but the bars were horrible. I mean, so tell me about the...
Yeah, these are actually very good. And the program was designed by a critical care doctor.
Okay.
And he was tired of treating everybody from being sick, and he wanted to get people healthy before they made it into his office. Mm-hmm. So that's how it all evolved. So it's getting people off of diabetes, off their medications, out of heart attack range.
I would say,
and all of that.
One of the fuelings is a brownie that you bake. You add water to the mixture and you put it in the microwave. And she was the brownie champ for the last year. Like, I'm far more simple than that. I want to just get a bar, open the bar, eat it, or get a shake, pour it in, get my shaker cup, drink
just
my
like a protein shake,
just like I was doing.
And you feel full.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And you feel full, and you're eating every 2.5, 3 hours, so you never get hungry, and then it keeps you in fat burn.
The whole time, yeah.
Right. So the bottom is, as long as you really follow the cycle
Right.
of the program, you'll lose weight and
Absolutely.
Then, so here's a question for you. I mean, I always feel like every week there's a new program. I don't even get it. Like the keto now, like one the other day was like keto bagel. I mean, what is the? Do you familiar with the whole keto thing? Like what's
a little bit, yeah.
What's for what your knowledge is? Like, why is your program different than all the other programs or keto or the intermittent fasting? And
I think the main thing is all of those will give you a vehicle to lose weight, but it's actually losing the weight and keeping it off is what's different about our program. Maintaining it. And like the keto is so high fat,
Right.
That's a hard one where it's high cholesterol, that type of stuff. I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing. Yeah, exactly.
Is that what is the keto thing? Is that you're eating like
high protein, high fat? Right? Yeah, low carb. Which low carb is good, which is what we do also, but it's very balanced. So you do still get carbs. So when you add carbs back in at the end, when you're transitioning, you don't spike up on your weight. Where keto, if you add carbs back in, the weight comes right back up.
Knowing me,
crazy, right?
I'd be all over the place. I take a bagel, keto, protein, like what am I?
Right.
I'd be like really confused. Next time I'm 400 pounds.
Right.
I ate the wrong bagel.
Right.
Or something like that. I had a piece of meat or the fat of it. But I mean, basically, so this is more like maintainable. This is more realistic, right?
And teaching you, changing your habits.
Got it. So tell me, like in regards to both of you guys, like what are you normally eating for? Give me like a day. Like give me today, like how your day would play out compared to mine.
Sure.
So 5:45. I did a protein shake, got my shaker cup, did the protein powder, boom, from their thing, right? Mm-hmm. And that was breakfast for me. And then 8:30, I had a bar. 1 o'clock, we went out to lunch. So I had a salad and chicken for lunch, kind of my lean and green.
Like a regular salad.
Yep.
Okay.
We were at Sammy's, so just a regular salad like at Sammy's. And then I had another bar before we came here. And so now I have 2 more fuelings that I got to eat for the rest of the day. So
here's a question. So when's your next bar, let's say?
5:51 is when it's going to send
why
me
5:51? Why
I don't know, just because of the times you eat it, how it reminds you.
So at 5:51, like if you're not hungry, Would you still have the bar?
Yes.
Yes.
So you still, because your body needs to be.
Right. You want to stay in fat burn, right?
Okay.
So I'll have it. And then that way I don't get hungry and go in and grab my kids' cereal or start eating Lucky Charms or start eating, potato chips or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I just try and eat what the good, healthy stuff is. I be good when I can be good. And then when I can't be good, I'm not always good, right? Like
Got it.
if we want to go out, I go out. And
So
I don't
are you
stress
never
about it.
at a McDonald's, never at a Burger King, never at a fast food place?
No.
He might be, but I'm not.
She's far better than me. Like she's definitely, but I still, and I want to live, right? I'm down to where I want to be. And so if like I'm going to a wedding this weekend in Missouri where I went to high school, one of my cousin's kids getting married, taking my mom, and it's going to be a celebration going on. I'm going to be a part of the celebration, right? So I'll just do my thing.
You just shut the phone off.
Right. And I won't shut it off, but
He'll still probably do the first
right, I'll do
4 and then have fun
breakfast, right.
in the evening.
And then when I get back,
Try to maintain and get back on.
right. When I get back, I just start being good again and kind of hop right back in the program. And
Okay. So the bottom line is that you just kind of get back on the program and maintain it. So what about like the food? So lunch and dinner. Okay. So breakfast. You're just eating healthy? Or you're eating eggs? You're eating, like, what are you eating?
The fuelings are your food for the most part of the day.
Okay.
You only have the one lean and green. And you can choose to have that for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, whenever you want. But it's pretty much spelled out how many ounces you can have on all of it. So
you're measuring, like, if it says chicken, like 6 ounces?
Yep, absolutely.
And you won't go past that.
Right.
6 ounces of chicken. So you have chicken.
6 ounces is
far
a
better
lot
than
of
me,
chicken.
right? Yeah.
She's very. I think most women are
like
more
I said, I
disciplined than
cop
men.
proof it. Like I make a salad and throw some chicken in. And I think maybe for guys, it's easier because
Yeah.
like sometimes
Because I hit menopause and COVID at the same time. So
but you know what I mean? For guys, it almost seems like I don't measure it out the way she does. And sometimes she'll measure it for me, but for the most part, I'm grabbing a chicken breast and I'm having the chicken breast and a big salad. And you know what I mean? Like I didn't do it that way. That's why I say it was cop proof, because it kind of just guided you through the process. And I wasn't
especially if
perfect
you're
about it.
watching your condiments and the extra, everybody
Extra
has the little things that slip into their
So-
diet that they don't realize.
So if you have the chicken and the salad and you're still hungry, what do you?
You won't be hungry.
won't be
I
hungry.
promise you.
After what was it,
yeah.
the first 3 or 4 days?
After
Like,
3 days, you hit fat burn, and like all your headaches go away and all that type of stuff. Detox is finished, and you don't get hungry like you normally do. It's very weird because if I eat poorly, I'm hungrier. So when you have healthy food and stuff that is actually nutritionally dense, you don't have those cravings.
yeah, those up and downs.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's why I'll eat at 6 o'clock because or 5:51. You know what I mean? Like I'll eat then because I don't want to go eat a handful of cereal or eat a bowl of cereal or whatever.
Get
I
that
might be
hangry
craving,
eating.
right.
What So tell me the items that you have to buy. Right? They're specific. I don't know if you want to mention like.
Yeah, when you sign up, and actually right now they're doing a great promotion. They're offering $50 off their starter kit, which is wonderful. They've only done it one other time in history. So you order a kit, and that comes with me as your coach. It comes with your life books, and it comes with all of your food for a month. So
All the food for the month.
all the food for the month, except for
Except
your
for
lean and green,
one,
your
right.
fresh stuff. So that's
Like bars
basically
and
it.
things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And shakes.
Your shakes and
What
brownies.
does it normally
and
cost for
soups and
a month for the?
Normally it's around $400 a month. Right now I think with the discount it ends up to being a $364, I believe it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's every single month approximately. But that's also making, like, some people may think that's expensive, but that's
Right.
also substituting probably the food that people are eating
Yeah,
out.
it ends
Right.
up being
Lunch
about
every day.
$13 to $15 a day is what it averages out normally. And if you go through fast food or have your coffee in the morning or any of those type of things, people are spending way over that on very unhealthy stuff.
Sometimes I feel like it
options.
just sounds like a lot more money in
Yeah,
general
absolutely.
than, because you put it all together. But when you spend 10, 15, 20 bucks a day, it adds up.
Right.
When you think your breakfast and lunch and then a snack in between is all part of that, like it's
It's not much at all.
So if you do, here's a question. So if you're hardcore and you follow your program for the first month, and I do it to the T, how much weight do you think someone will lose?
Their claim is 12 pounds per month is what the average client loses. Someone heavier obviously will lose a lot more than that. They can lose that in 1 week, depending on what you have to lose. But their average is 12.
I started in August, and it was in October that I hit that 30 pounds that I had lost from where I
How long was that?
started it. So that was 2 months. I
2
started
months.
in August, so August, September, so the beginning of October.
Yeah,
Which
2.5
I started
months
in-
probably. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I was 30 pounds that I had lost.
Yeah.
So that's
So
how,
30
it was
pounds in
that
2
quick.
months.
But we were good for this. I mean, I was
Yeah.
good for that first few months, right? Like, and she was good all through Christmas and Thanksgiving and where,
I didn't have a drink for 75
Right,
days.
right.
So there's no alcohol? Not that I'm a big alcohol drinker.
Now, alcohol takes you out of fat burn. So
So.
you got to decide.
What's important to you? Because it'll kick
Like I
you
said,
out of
I was
fat burn
good
for
for
4
the
days.
For the first
Yeah.
60 days,
60 days,
maybe
you're
even
great.
90. But, you know, when everybody got together at Thanksgiving, I hung out with the family and did the thing. You know what I mean? And same thing Christmas time. When,
So kind of like have to reset like 4 days later or something like that if you have alcohol?
Yep, you started, right?
Kinda
So you just
start
go
brand new.
you just go back to track you're saying, but
Yeah.
it like
Right.
hurts your cycle.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
Just takes you out of fat burn for a bit. So now you know you got to get back on the program. You got to get back to being good.
So, and
You
that's
go-
the part of it is making educated decisions when it goes to that. Is this important to you? Christmas, yeah, but is like a weekend important? As you know, that's where you weigh it out.
I'm looking on Facebook here because your picture's like live here, and you look really skinny here,
Right.
even in person, you know. But and like I said, I knew you, and I'm looking heavy here, so I need to lose the 30 pounds. But you know, they always say 10 pounds. I guess if you're on TV, or I guess if it's podcast, could be 12 pounds. I don't know. So I guess the bottom line is it definitely works. You guys have both proven factors of it in general. Do you want to lose more weight, or are you just looking to maintain? I mean, you're now.
Right. I'm done for sure. 175. Like I think I could.
You probably be good like a 140.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I graduated high school at 165. Right. You know, like I'm not going beyond that. Like
Got it.
people were starting to ask me if I was a cancer patient going on at work. They're like, what are you doing? Like you're getting way too skinny. And like seriously, my pants were 36s when I retired, so I was cinching that Velcro belt up to be able to get it. And
What weight were you before? When you were 25 pounds?
That's why I was in 36s
What do you
for
know?
work, 32s. So it's been a big difference for sure, right? Like
I remember when I had stomach surgery and I came back to work, people were like, "Oh, you okay?" Because I was
Right.
down to like, I was always like 215, 220. I went down to like 198 or 195, and basically, I think it's funny. You don't think that you're heavy in some regards, or I mean, I knew I've always could lose 15, 20 pounds, but I always had a stomach problem. So basically, I was like, a lot of the doctors would say like, if I would say I wanted to lose weight, they would say, "No, it's okay. Look, there's a lot of people that would love to have your 15, 20 pounds, So it wasn't like an incentive to lose weight because if I got sick or something happened, like I needed the 20 pounds just to stay healthy,
right.
Because when I went down 20 pounds, I actually probably was at like a proper, a better weight, after surgery that I had over 10 years ago. So do you feel hard? Like what makes the hardest part? Is it the first month, the first week? Like someone like me that drinks soda, right? How hard is it? Because I've been drinking soda since,
If
forever.
you get through your first 3 days, is usually the toughest part.
The first 3 days?
Yeah, and get a good week underneath your. Then I would always do that. Like we usually start everybody out on a Monday, so by the time the weekend hits, they're in fat burn. They're feeling better. They're knowing what choices to make before they have to, socialize or do different things. So.
I always feel, some people are really disciplined. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I could be as disciplined as both of you guys are. It'd be
That was
interesting.
good that we did it together.
Right?
Right. Like
The
that
buddy
made a big-
system's nice,
right.
yes.
So when she would start to, well, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And the same with me. Hey, wait. Or we would, now we're not going to that party because everybody's going to be drinking and we don't want to drink right now. Right.
What about how old are your kids now?
24 to 13.
Yeah. 24.
I mean, do you find it harder when you have kids? Like my kids are young and they're like 7, 5, and 2.5. So
We
like,
still have a pantry full of.
Yes. Chips and crackers and
Yeah.
cereal.
so the goal is you guys are disciplined.
Disciplined and, because we have our weaknesses also. Like this year has been horrible for me. I lost both my parents within a short period of time. So what do you do when you're emotional and that? You go to food. So you have your hard times. So I'm not extremely disciplined, but I'm learning how to handle things differently with this. It's been a great process.
Yeah, like I said, I think the discipline is the most important. Like I said, some people are more disciplined than
helps.
others.
Yeah. It helps
Did you
having a
drink
team.
soda before? Do you not drink any soda now?
We used to, but we haven't in the last
A little
few
bit,
years.
but not.
Yeah, but not.
Like I'm an iced tea guy. Like
Sweet iced tea or regular iced tea?
We buy those cases of Snapple diet iced tea from
Costco?
Sam's Club and Costco. Like
So
those
Diet
are the-
Snapple.
That's what I like to drink. She doesn't like them. I don't think you like them.
I
right?
drink
But is that
Got it.
sugar free? Is it?
It's sugar free,
Yeah.
and it just. They have a couple different flavors. So that gives you that little bit of flavor that you want.
Taste.
but it's not, as bad for you as a soda because it is a diet, right? But
Yeah. And on this program, they do have
A lot of
water additives. So if you're not a big water drinker and you're trying to transition that into yours,
Okay.
they have some flavors that are great to add
yeah,
in.
like a little raspberry
Yeah.
thing you just pour right
Pour
in
into your
mix
water.
it up,
Just
shake
kind of
it
like
up.
the
So on the go
Crystal
type of
Light
stuff.
or something that they have out on the store market. But
So what are the things you want to share? Basically there's viewers and listeners based on the problem solving, then we'll eventually share it to 20, 30, 40 different groups in general. What would you like to share in regards to health coaching that you guys do? If you want to give some contact information about, the reaching you and stuff, phone numbers or websites, whatever you have in general.
absolutely. You want me to
Yeah.
give phone numbers or?
Yeah.
My phone number is 702-271-1608. And my name is Paula Simpson. You can text me or call me. And we do have a website I can give you or my Facebook page also, Paula Simpson on Facebook.
Okay. So they can reach out on Facebook. We'll tag it. And so basically they can reach out to you. And then how does it work these days? Are you meeting people in person for the health coaching? Is it just Zoom? Do you like meeting people in person? Is Zoom better these days?
Always, whichever works best for the person. So many people feel so alone or that they haven't been successful in the past. So whatever works for them is what I like to do. So it goes
I
all
would say
different
most
ways.
of yours
Yeah.
have been on the phone, right?
Phone, Zoom, but I've met people in person too.
Right.
So it's up to the person and what they feel comfortable with. So
Yeah, some of her clients are from people I went to high school with in Missouri who were following us on Facebook, just
Got
like
it.
you were saying. And so they reached out, and I'm like, well, talk to Paula, right? Like, she's far better at
So who's
this
more
than
the guru? Is it Paula?
Yeah, Paula's really
So a
the
new
boss.
client, basically, what are you talking to them 3 times a week? How many times do you talk to them?
the first week leading up to them getting their kit in the mail or UPS, I send text messages for the first week. And it kind of feeds them a little bit of information as they go along to kind of prepare them. And then the first 4 days we talk every day and make sure they're just eating their lean and green right. Everything's going good. They're getting their water in. And then after that, we do like a weekly checkup. Or if they have a questions, they pop me a text or call me or
Yeah, that
anything
depends
like
on the
that.
client, because
So,
some
yeah.
call her every night still, hey, this is
tell me
going on, or
what
I
if
tried
people-
this, right? Like,
What are people saying? Tell me, that's a good scoop. What do people say to you? The first week, what are they asking you? I need help, or what should I do? I'm starving.
Yeah, a
I
lot
added too
Give me
much
a
water,
bar.
right? Like, how do you fix this?
Please come over, bring me some food.
It's usually mostly about the condiments and that the things that people add into their diet that they're probably not
am I
supposed to.
okay with the Thousand Island?
Yeah, with the salad dressings, the coffee creamers are a big one, and
Right,
that
coffee
type of
creamers
stuff.
are
Yeah,
tough because everybody has their favorite creamer. Well, what do we use now?
we use nut pods because
Nut
it doesn't have
pods.
any sugars or any artificial sweeteners. So
It's not the tastiest. I won't lie. I do miss good creamer. That is one, but we're
Just creamer's just fattening, right?
right.
there's a lot in there.
I'm sure there's so much stuff out there. The other day, I went to quickly get milk for my kid the other day, and there's so many, there's 10, 20 cabinets, full of all kinds of stuff that I was confused. My kid actually, believe it or not, I don't know why, but the 2.5-year-old that takes a bottle of milk got used to a certain flavor of milk, and it's not taking the other bottles, whatever.
Right.
So I went out the other night to Smith's real quick, and I bought 3-4 different things, and I was looking. They have all the fillers for coffee, and there was the Dunkin' Donuts they got now. They got all
Right.
these. There was 6 rows. It was incredible. And then I just bought some different milk, and he wouldn't take it for some reason. He's not drinking it. So the taste for whether you're a child or you're an adult, that's what makes me nervous with all these programs. And I've tried some bars in the past, and
Right.
I remember one
I'm
of
telling
the.
you, these bars are good. I'm not even lying.
What
I
do you
got a mint one that I have. It's like my dessert at night. It's a
Mint chocolate chip.
mint,
Right.
and it's they're not dry. Some of the protein ones, like our workout guys from work. You remember those guys? Oh, I'm eating this bar, and you taste it, and you're like, that's like straw, right? These are not like that.
It's interesting. I remember years ago, I won't mention names, but you probably remember there was one officer that went to, I think the place was St. Rose, St. Rose in Eastern. And there was a place, I think it was California, diet thing. And you had bars and stuff like that. But you had, you would give $500 up. And then if you lost all of the weight, you would get the money back. So it was an incentive
Right.
to get your money back. And he lost a lot of weight. He was on traffic and he was in my academy class. He lost a lot of weight, but then he gained it back. You know what I'm talking about? You don't have to mention names. But you know what I'm talking about?
Does it start with a D and an S? No.
No.
No,
like
and
an-
I don't know who you're talking
More like
about.
an L and an F. He was on
Oh
motors. and-
yeah.
He lost a lot of
Right.
weight and then he gained it back.
Right.
But he looked really good at the time, and he mentioned that place. I actually went there because of him. And they closed up. They went out of business. But it was interesting because you sign a contract that says you'll get the money back. So everyone wants to get the money back. So it was an incentive to maybe be more discipline. I mean, I never did it, but it worked for him. But I noticed on Facebook, he gained a little weight back in general. But he looked really good at the time. But I remember this is over 10 years ago.
I mean, he's had like 3 crashes on his motorcycle too, right? Like that. He's had health issues because of
The weight.
crashes.
Crashes and weight. Or just crashes in general.
Because you fly a long way when you're heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, I mean, I guess there's just so many programs out there. It just gets confusing. I mean, I guess, like I said, it sounds great. I definitely, in the back of my mind, wanted to call you guys in general because I also saw TJ, lost a lot of weight. I feel like sometimes, and I'm sure TJ will see this, and I worked with her as well. Sometimes I feel people just look too skinny. Like, I feel like I look at her, she looks too skinny. I actually felt she looked good.
When you see her, we just saw her
We
in
saw in
Atlanta.
August. Yeah, she looks great.
And like, seriously, yeah.
She looked good. I always thought that she looked good. I
Healthy.
mean, I know her face was fuller. The problem is, with certain people are too, like you have more wrinkles when you
Now that
when you don't have the weight, right?
Right.
So, but I thought she looked good back in the day. I mean, yeah, she looks good now. I mean, I know we've all aged a little bit since then too. But she looks good. I could tell that she looks healthier in general. Like she's drawing her artwork and stuff like that.
Right.
Drawing skinny people
She's
now.
an amazing artist.
She's very good.
And she just started after she retired.
Yeah, I saw that.
Self-taught.
She's got really good self-taught, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do they say other people that call you? So besides the creamers,
That's the big one, right?
Yeah, it's just getting used to the whole program to begin with. The timing, the lean and green we go through a lot.
I missed the meal. Well, should I go ahead and eat at the end of the day? Like they'll ask questions like that. Like,
I'm up extra longer because you don't want to go to bed hungry, so you can have an extra fueling or just different things like that that we help them with. Same thing with exercise because our program they don't want you to exercise a lot at the very beginning if you start on a certain. There's a few different programs, but the majority people are on. So if you do exercise, like I love to exercise, that's the only me time I have. So I have to do things a little differently. I try to eat 2 lean and green meals and then my fuelings also. So I kind of supplement things. So you help them out with what their lifestyle is.
what's the reason why that's the one question I forgot. In regards to going to the gym and stuff like that, or fitness or walking and stuff like that, in the beginning, they don't want you to do that? Well, that's one of the programs.
I think it'll kick you out of fat burn if you exercise too much because it is a calorie deficit on this program.
Okay.
And so many people start in so all in and they burn out within the first few days. I think it's better to lose your weight and it's easier to exercise and add that in after you've lost the weight when you're not carrying around 20, 30 extra pounds. So then they can start to tone up in that after.
After how many weeks? A few weeks?
It just depends. Everybody's different. That's why we're talking to them every week and seeing where they're at and that. So.
How many weeks are you talking to them? I mean, even though you're doing the health coaching and it costs money monthly for the food program never really stops, right? You got to constantly buy that food, right?
No, you transition off of it. So once you hit your goal weight, there's like a 3 and 3 program where you're eating 3 of their fuelings and 3 lean and green. So you're increasing your calories and getting off our food basically. And we're teaching you how to eat and transition off successfully.
So the food basically just the initial start of the program to help you lose weight, calorie content. Can I say it right? Calorie content? No, calorie deficit.
Yes.
So it's all about the calories helping you.
Their meals are basically 100 calories ish, but right in there. So that's 500 calories with their 5 fuelings. Okay. And then your
lean and green meal.
And salad is another 500 or maybe 600.
Usually about 250, 300 calories.
So
condiments.
You're 1,000 calorie a day.
So you everyone's different, right? So I could be at 2,500. So there's a deficit for the day to lose the weight.
Right.
Got it. And then eventually you transition into more of normal food, slowly go off of the products. Right. And then basically eventually you'll be on your own without. Do you think that you'll ever stop those snacks?
I do not, probably.
We like the...
I have the mint one before bedtime. So
you don't get tired of it, though?
Ice cream.
How much mint can you have?
I got 365 days. No,
you know
what I mean? And I like the peanut butter one.
Well, there's a good variety, so you can order different ones. Yeah, exactly.
Right, but
they're like a... Oops, sorry.
The protein shake I like, she doesn't like. But I don't really like the chocolate like she likes the chocolate. So I switch back and forth between vanilla and strawberry, but that's just me. And
so for example, I can see both of us always doing a shake in the morning because we've always done a protein shake in the mornings.
That's what I was doing the whole time I was a cop anyway.
Just being physical and that stuff.
So you're just jump in. So in the morning you would shake anything else or no?
No.
So no eggs or nothing, just shake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the evening, the brownies are great. I mean, that would be like my dessert. So I can see doing the 2.
Instead of ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. Just because it's a healthy choice.
Who's having ice cream?
Right. All my kids sitting next to me
Having ice
with
cream.
chocolate syrup all over it.
So, and do they come up with new products and stuff like that all the time? Or
Yeah,
not
it's
really?
always evolving and
Evolving and
changing.
changing,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, there's soups. Like I used to take a soup and then I would take a salad to me for lunch, right? So I would come in, mix the soup up, heat it in the microwave, and then have a salad and that soup for lunch.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So there's a ton of different
There's
stuff.
a variety.
You know, it's funny. I'm thinking because you were doing this when you were a cop, and to me, one of the biggest things I enjoyed when I was a cop that was I would go for the hour lunch to take that break and get a drink and relax. You know, and I used to go to Tony Roma's and Stephanie when I was around. You know, and
Right.
To me that was like the nice part of the day. You know, and I used to work more day shift, and so a lot of times are you eating where? Are you eating at?
I
where are you
go
eating?
to my mom's
Got it.
every day for lunch. So most of my career was on the east side of town. She lives over on the east side, so I would go to her house when I was working patrol and then community relations. Obviously, we can go wherever we want.
Got it.
So 90% of my lunches over 27 years was at my mom's house.
What happens when you were working, you know, instead of now where they're like, hey, we're going to go to Applebee's or something? Would you like, hey, I'm
Going
going
to mom's every once in a while. I would go out with the guys once I started this, but once a month maybe.
Like I said, I mean, it was good
Save
that you were
money,
disciplined.
yeah.
To me, I for some reason, it was something that I enjoyed, that 1 hour of just
Hanging out with everybody, like the camaraderie of lunch with everybody together.
Yeah, I mean, even though a lot of times, you know, because it got busy with the shift, and even if it was by myself, you know, I had the laptop or phone or, you know, just kind of a break, you know, in general. And to me, that was the one thing I kind of look forward, you know, during the day is to go somewhere. So I always felt like it was boring, like if you missed the lunch or if you ate something in the car, like it wasn't the same. But to me, it was more about the break. It was more about going somewhere and just sitting down, like relaxing.
With the staff.
Yeah,
Like you got to
something like
know
that.
everybody when you went to the regular places, right? For sure.
That was like the one thing I kind of enjoyed. You know, when we talk about cops in general, like with donuts, I tell a funny quick story of donuts. You know, when I was a cop in New York City, you know, Dunkin' Donuts was a real big thing. When you're a patrol officer, a lot of cops would work in the station. They would be like station house security. There'd be a desk officer. There'd be a guy working like there would be like a little cell, whatever like that. And the first thing they would do was a coffee run. They would go to Dunkin' Donuts. And there'd be like a lieutenant that worked behind the desk, and they would take an order. So there was an order like 15 coffees, you know, like small, light tea, one sweet and low. And if you were like the new guy, the rookie, you'd go out. You have this whole order. You go to Dunkin' Donuts, like one coffee, light and sweet, one sugar, one small coffee, you know, and you'd read off the. So you were brand new, you'd bring it all the way back. And they would write initials, what it was. So I always remember, because if people were coming in, like if I wanted to go get a donut, I'd be like, you know, I want 2 jelly donuts or something like that. If people came in, I felt funny with the whole cops and donut thing, you know? So I wouldn't order the donuts. I was always hoping that nobody would come in when I would do the order so I can go get like a donut or two. But once people came in, I felt so funny, like the whole cop and donut thing, that I wouldn't order the donuts. I would just get like a coffee. Like, damn it. I wanted that donut.
that.
You know, like they killed the donut situation because I didn't want to look like that stigma of cop eating donuts. So I always remember that just when people walked in, I was like, damn it.
You remember that from Dare and Dream, right? Like that's the first question all the 5th graders ask you. Do you like donuts? Well, of course everybody likes donuts. Of course.
It was actually bad because Dunkin' Donuts opened up, and when I used to work on like more St. Rose or even on Gibson,
Right.
you know, the problem is it also is like, you know, eating is definitely more of a stress reliever as well. So I remember, you know, or sometimes if you're bored too, a lot of times on day shift in the morning, if I worked the weekend, so it was kind of quieter, so I would go for like a coffee, go for a donut, eat something, you know, like, and it just became something to do as well, you know, just because if it's, I mean, Henderson and Brooklyn were a little bit different. So you know, in Brooklyn it was like shots fired, man. Yeah, like Henderson was like, you know, Saturday it's kind of quiet, like, you know, so it was a little bit different. So sometimes you had a little bit more time in your hands. So I just felt like, you know, getting something to eat was something to do. You know, going to the 7-Eleven for a soda. Right. You know,
did you ever work with Larry Williams or Rosser? Right, like those guys would go to
7-Eleven.
No, they'd go to. Gosh dang it! What was the name of the little restaurant there at Major and Boulder? Every single morning when I worked with them, there
was a place years ago. It was an Italian place. I think it was more in Barrett. Barrett and Boulder Highway was an Italian place with Calvano.
Oh yeah,
a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I know where you're talking.
You know
about.
what I'm talking about over there? It was like near the 7-Eleven or something over there. But I used to always get, you know, New York is a big thing as cops to go get like a bacon, egg, and cheese, you know, sandwich or something that's very common, and coffee, and you go like park, you know, get like a paper and park like underneath the subway station or something like that. Wait for your first call, you know. But it was a big thing. Like, I guess food is, you know, it's not an easy thing. I mean, it's great. You guys are amazing. You guys look great in general. You guys are disciplined in regards to it. The bottom line is people could find you online on Facebook. We'll share the video. It's cool to hear your story because one thing, you know, it's interesting with you guys post, but I think once in a while I learned something from someone that once every like few weeks you should actually retell your story, because I always see your pictures. I know you're losing weight, but like I didn't really know your story. until now, really. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you keep posting pictures, but sometimes they say every few weeks, especially new people that follow you, they don't really know your story. So you need to like retell the story
Right.
to other people. And I feel that's one thing I've never, I guess, heard or why you lost the weight or how you did it. You just see the pictures, but it's always good to retell that story.
Right.
Just like every week when I do the problem solver, I tell people I'm a retired cop. You know, people know that, how I'm helping people, what I'm doing in general. What I want to do is so every single week I bring different people on the problem solver. My goal is just to help people in different ways, whether it's one person, 5 people, 10 people. The bottom line is it's out there. People could search in different ways, but also, now that I know your story, if I meet with people, I refer people. So definitely, I've never had anyone for a health coach or losing weight or feeling better. So it's great that I can refer people to you. I also have a progressive web app, which is called the Problem Solver .Vegas, and it's an app. And basically, there's different resources there, jobs, employment. I'm going to add you guys to there as well for health coaches and basically diets and stuff like that. And then people, I can refer them to the app, and then basically can click a button and go to you. I can link it up together. So if anyone basically, needs health coaching, diet, any type of problem they have, like I mentioned before, people that get into an accident, they get injured, they need help. I also have mortgage agents that I work with, real estate people. We have some different programs, Hope for Prisoners. Someone that gets out of jail basically needs some help. So any nonprofit and stuff like that, I'm always trying to work and come up with different people. So if you know other people that can help people as well, refer them to me. I'll have them come on the show. So we got, basically the bottom line is it costs some money on a monthly basis to do the plan. You guys are coaching in general. In the long run, the monthly fee of the $364, is that something that people can pay weekly, or is it a monthly fee? Like if people are limited with money, or they feel like, wow, it's a lot of money, but they don't realize that every day they're spending $20 a day.
Right. Your first kit does cost that initial amount, and you can vary it throughout the months after that. So, your first order is that.
Okay.
You got a book.
So, yeah.
They send you a nutrition book. It's like
Got it. So the bottom line is you get a book, get information, you educate them, you're around, support system. When do you disappear?
Never.
Never. It's like 10 years. Like, should I have the bar? Should I go for the bar?
She's better friends with my high school friends that have started this with her than I am now, right?
But it is nice. Just like you said, everybody has a story, and all my clients have a story to me now. And being able to help and share in that, it's very fulfilling as a coach and for clients. So,
how many people do you have currently right now that are like your clients that you speak to on a weekly basis? And does it eventually die down? Like, you know what? I'm okay. I don't need to.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think I've had, like, on my newsletter right now, and I just started a year ago, I have about 100 clients that were there. And there's probably about 50 or 60 that are currently in weight loss.
Okay.
And some have transitioned off and done that. So, yeah.
Okay. I mean, the best thing is having the support system. And you guys have been through it.
And with this program, right? If you become a coach, like some of her coaches or some of her clients have become coaches, and what is it, 5? If you wanted to pay for your...
If you want to help like 5 of your family and friends out, that can help pay for your food as well.
Basically 5 clients pays for your food. So that's kind of how she started coaching, was
coaching Zane and my cousins and that type of stuff.
Friends
That's how I got
family?
into it.
Right,
yeah.
And then it was like, oh, this is
really
paid
fun.
for, and that's part of her story, is like she was going to an allergist and numerous doctors and trying to figure out what her stomach problem was and what she was allergic to. And like, it was a 10-year battle for her when she found this program, and her stomach issues are gone.
It was kind of my last ditch effort to figure out what was wrong with
Who
me.
found this first? Oh, because it was TJ?
TJ, right?
And
So
she
you saw
reached out to
TJ.
me out of nowhere, and it was a godsend.
Shout out to TJ.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. Woo, TJ. I love you.
We're going to blast TJ. Take it, put it on her page, TJ. By the way, TJ is an awesome person who we worked with in Henderson as well. She was a lovely person. I always remember in the beginning, brand new, she was very like hardcore female, like kind of a little scary.
I don't remember
was
her
very nice.
until she was a Sarge. So
really?
That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, I always remember she was very nice. Just like she had a lot of seniority and kind of stayed away from her, because
I remember she was a
it's a little
Sarge.
scary, I think, in the
My
beginning.
first real
She's very
memories.
sweet now, drawing pictures and weight loss. But before, back in the day, it was a little bit different.
You had to be a female in the jail, right?
No, she was good. She was good. I mean, she was there for a while. She knew what she was doing. All right, so the bottom line is that you guys are available, which is great. I kind of feel like I want to do like a challenge. I don't know what the challenge would be. Like, I wouldn't mind, even though I need to do the challenge myself, but I wouldn't mind putting out a challenge for somebody, like to sponsor somebody and then have them come on the show. I guess what we could do is, I'll post, when we post this in general, I'll say like, I'll come up with something and we'll see like if someone could win, then we'll we'll use it as a challenge to see how much they lose, and then we can have you guys
that'd
come
be
back with that
awesome.
person. And then here's the question though, like how many months, like if I paid for the first month for somebody, they really need to do, what would you say, 3 months, like with the program?
Average is about 12 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
12 weeks.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll sponsor one person like as a guinea pig, even though I got to get myself up to do it too. But it'd probably be good to have someone
Why
else
don't
do
you
it.
do it with them?
Them,
and then
yeah.
you can- now that could be the challenge. Is
Challenge
you
together.
Beat you.
We'll come up with something to basically sponsor somebody, and we'll figure it out in general. But it'd be good to then have them come back in general.
Right, that'd be
In the
good.
future, I was gonna say we should have like a party here with all the bars, like
That would be
all the
fun,
food,
yes.
A little tasting, yes.
a little tasting.
We can
of all
have
the
a
foods.
healthy happy hour.
I like that, healthy happy hour. She's killing it. Healthy, gotta write that down. Healthy happy hour.
You're
Then
right,
you
like,
gotta-
you're right like a doctor. I
Yeah,
see.
I'm a
Right.
doctor now. Pencils. So maybe we need to do that. Healthy happy hour. Have you come back. I know we have like food samples here, basically of the different products.
Right?
Yes.
There you
And
go.
then we'll have the person that lost weight, like 100 pounds, they lose 100 pounds. You know, I gotta find out who I know, someone like I know that needs to lose like a lot of weight, you know, to kind of like pay it forward. and
Don't go
help
up to them and tell them they're fat, though. That's
Listen,
not
when
the
I
way to
started
get them.
thinking
When I started it, I was thinking I wanted to get back to 195, and then I got to 195 so fast. I was like, man, I'm at 190. Holy smoke! Like, oh, this is what we're. Holy crap! I'm 185. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I gotta think I make the challenge, but if they don't follow the program, they owe me the money back.
There you go.
Just like the California
Yeah,
California weight loss program. I think
how
it was
about
called.
Severs? You sponsor Severs. He's been wanting to do it, but he's the cheapest guy we know. Like, if you sponsor
believe that guy's
him,
still
right?
working.
Like maybe he would come do it, and then he would tell you how it went for him.
That's a good idea.
There you go.
He's been on too long. Time for that guy to retire. So we'll figure it out in general. So anything, we're gonna wrap up in a minute. What anything else that you want to share with, you know, this will be on your page in general. Anything else that you want to share about the programs or products or things? Okay, what about this? This month is $50 off, or anything else you want to share more
Oh,
in general?
absolutely. Yeah, they're running a special till October 2nd with $50 off your initial kit, which they've done one other time in the whole 20 years or so that they've been around. What was I going to say with that? Oh, you get also you'll get free shipping and 1 week free, and
Is it
rewards
just
rewards with it. You earn
Okay.
10% rewards on each order too. So there's some good benefits to go along with it that progress as you go along. So
So the bottom line is this is special for the month of September? Something like
yes,
that?
month of
Okay.
September only.
Yeah, $50 is. I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
No.
$50 off in
Doing
general.
it,
Right, that's
wild.
awesome.
They take Bitcoin at all, or they take
No,
some the
Maybe you could get Paula to take it,
Dogecoin?
and she could do.
I did have a bum tell me one time that he took credit cards when he was begging for money.
That's a good one.
Do they take Bitcoin?
All right, so the bottom line is they should contact Zane and Paula Simpson. Basically, if you want to lose some weight, I'll figure out one way sponsorship. Severs, I don't know
awesome.
with that guy. We're gonna have to
we
figure
don't
that
like
out.
him enough to sponsor him. That's the other
You
problem.
need someone like really that really like needs it, like, you know,
Have you
to
seen
lose
him?
weight. Is he that heavy these days?
No,
or?
he's
Everyone's a
he's
few
220,
pounds.
right? And he's only 5'5", so he's.
Yeah, he's a short
hey,
guy.
hey, you're talking in the
wow.
air.
Hey, I mean that in a nice way. See, he doesn't
Yeah.
have Facebook.
You two cops.
Everyone needs a few extra pounds, like I said. You know, not everybody can be so skinny as you guys. You know.
Ah,
This is like, you know, it's gonna be hard to get to that level. Okay, so I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. We'll figure out, you know, get somebody basically. We'll do a little bit of a challenge. We'll have them come back. We'll do a little food sampling. We'll do the healthy happy hour with Zane and Paula Simpson in the future, and we can invite people here. And then you bring some products and stuff like that. It'd be fun to do and stuff like that.
cool.
I'm always looking something different and fun to do in general. Anything else? That's it.
That's it. Thank you
All
for
right,
having
so-
us on. I appreciate
Yeah.
the opportunity.
No problem. So basically, if anyone wants to see photos of you guys, some good looking photos of you guys recently posting online, you just retired and basically you look good. So there's before and after pictures. So you can go to Zane and Paula Simpson Facebook, look at the pictures, get with them. So that's basically really it. So I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. I'm glad you guys, you know, retired and that you're able to start something new, and you're paying it forward. You're helping people as well. So I think it's a great thing in general. You're kind of doing the same thing that you did as a police officer, a little bit different. You're not taking them in handcuffs to lose weight, but basically you are helping people, and that's really the spirit of police officers that are out there is basically really trying to help people make a difference, and that's what I'm trying to do with the show as well. So everyone has a different way of doing it.
Right.
Yours is basically, you know, through helping people live healthy lives now. Mine is basically helping solve problems in general. And by the way, I'm not sure, last thing I'll share, you know, just with the audience as well, is that the reason why the Problem Solver show is, you probably don't know why, but most of the times when I was on a call for service where basically I was talking to somebody and then sergeant would show up, another patrol cop would show up, and they would say, is any crime going on? What, you know, what's going on? They would ask the other, you know, whoever my partner was for the day that was out there. and they would say, no, there's nothing going on. We're good. They could leave. They say, what is Kohlmeier doing? He would say, oh, he's trying to solve everyone's problem. So it was a joke. They were actually mocking me that I was spending more time. But my thought process was that if I could spend an extra 5 minutes solving the problem, I don't have to come out here tomorrow or the next day or the next month, and I can go have my donut at Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't have to worry about coming back to the same house for some nonsense. So my goal was to spend an extra 5 minutes. But the joke was, Dave's trying to solve everyone's problem. He thinks he's the problem solver, and that's where the problem solver came from originally.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, so that's where it really does come from. And then, it was just kind of a perfect thing. As you can see, retired police officer helping solve one problem at a time. So it's kind of a funny thing that happened with it. So I really enjoy doing it and helping people. So that's why I urge anybody that has any type of problem to call me. I'm 24/7. They can call or text me. Are you 24/7, 3 in the morning? If I say, do I need what
You
bar?
can call me at
condiment?
4 a.m.
Okay.
Maybe not after 8 at night.
You're sleeping.
She's up for 4 a.m. for CrossFit at 5, so she is up every day early to go run and jump and do all that. I don't want to work out that much.
Got it. I hear you.
5 in the morning is too much.
It's good to know that you don't have to do that much fitness in the beginning. But anyway, thanks for
You
guys
don't have
coming.
to do any.
Thanks for coming on the show in general. So again, I'm Dave Kohlmeier, the problem solver. If you have any type of problem that you would like help being solved, we also have a network of attorneys. The Las Vegas Legal Network was basically set up to help people if they have a specific legal problem, but if there's any issue, basically any problem that you have, I have different resources, different people, just like we have Paula and Zane Simpson helping out for health and fitness. We do have a progressive web app, which is theproblemsolver.vegas. My phone number is 702-400-7474. You can call and text anytime. That's 702-400-7474. Hope you guys have a safe week, and I'll see you next week.